We are recording.
Alright, welcome to our session of our focus group here about the Game Center. Alright, so the first question is, have you ever been to a Game Center? Yes or why not? So if individually you guys want to give an answer, or if you guys just want to shout out. Should we start here?
I just, maybe twice, I went there.
Twice?
Just twice. But it's nothing to do over there actually. So I barely go and hang out with my friend over there.
So the 2 times that you went, did you go with your friends, or was it an activity of some sort?
No, just friends.
Just friends?
Yeah, just friends, just twice.
Okay.
I used to go quite frequently last fall to play a lot of ping pong with some of my friends, but then they started playing more in the hallways and stuff, and so we kind of started playing there because it costed us money in the game center. I think it was like $1.50 to get a ball for 30 minutes or something. I don't remember, but it was pretty cheap. It was reasonable, so we used it until something else better came along. And then I bowled a few times in there and played pool a few times. But yeah, just every once in a while.
I think I went there 2 or 3 times for a club activity. So yeah, that's it. But I had fun though.
I only went once because of a club activity. I haven't been on my own. I've never paid money for bowling or anything like that myself. So yeah, just club activities.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same when there's board activity or club activity. Usually I just attend. I've never actually done it with friends before, and don't believe I've actually ever paid for myself, besides the dance recreation, which is required to pay a little bit. But in regards to attendance there, only usually when there's some type of big activity or event there, but not really with just friends.
I've been there a couple of times, so I enjoyed it, and I played bowling and pool, and I had to pay.
I've been twice. Both of them were for reward activity, and I didn't really use any of the. I guess I went bowling one time, but that's it.
Okay. Alright, so the next question is, when was the last time that you went, and would you ever go in the near future?
Last time, it was 2009, I guess.
So it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. And I'm graduating this December, and so I don't think I'm going to have fun over there. So
Okay.
it was last time in 2009. It's the last time.
Last time, I'm trying to remember. I think it was a while ago. I think it was maybe one time last winter. We probably played ping pong or something just because the hallways was closed or something. But other than that, I haven't been in a while, and I don't really project going back in the near future, just because we have other places to do those activities that are not the game center.
I think it was last year, in the last winter, and if there is any club activity or anything, I would probably go there again, but not on my own.
Last time I went there was early this year when we had the club activity I was talking about earlier. And same with her answer, I probably wouldn't go back on my own unless there's an activity that was paid for and just go and have fun myself.
Last time I went was probably, I believe, in the first term. It was a board activity, and I would go there again if there was an activity of such, but usually by myself or with other friends. I usually don't, because they don't go there. So, and I only prefer going with a lot of other people.
The last time I went there, it was last year, so I think I'll go there again.
The last time I went was a ward activity about 4 or 5 months ago, and I think our ward's going to do another one. So within the next like month or two. So I'll be going back, but that's the only time I go is ward activities. So.
Okay. What do you think of the game center? Like, if you had to pick one word, what would you say?
Sad.
Okay, sad.
You wanna?
Do you want to explain that? You can explain it.
Well, there's really nothing to do. Okay, so we live in Laie. So nothing. We have nothing, right? Only game center. So students go because they don't know what to do in Laie. And when I went there, it was so sad. I was like, okay, nothing to do, but I have no choice. You know? Just like that.
I agree. Sad.
One word.
Sad is a good
Okay.
word. I mean, maybe kind of cheap. But I like that aspect of it. And when I say cheap, I mean it in a positive way. It's really affordable, like the stuff that they have there. But it is kind of, because it is out of date and kind of, I don't know, it's just not up with the times, I guess. It could use a good renovation. Just kind of the atmosphere in it is a little slacking, which is kind of probably why you said sad. It has a little bit of a sad feel when you walk in. Like, those ping pong tables are kind of breaking down, and so is some of the couches and some of the other stuff. So it's it could just use a little bit of a little upkeep.
Okay.
I would say boring. Yeah, seems sad. So. Yeah, I think if they make it more a little bit fun, I think I would go there.
Okay.
Good word. I think it's very dull. Because I was here, I came in 2007. It was like that. I'm graduating soon. It's still like that. So nothing's really changed. They haven't made any like major improvements. Some of the people were mentioning earlier. So that's my take on it.
I would kind of say it's more like a temporal entertainment in a way. And in a way, kind of like what you were saying originally, because, I mean, it's fun. I enjoy playing with people there, and the things they provide there are good, you know, especially when it's free to use because it's like a work activity. But, you know, when things like don't work, where there's always this malfunction stuff, it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, like, it's either we paid for nothing because I don't know if they'd refund you or not, because I never paid, or it's just, you know, we're sorry, you know, and they're trying to fix it, but there's only like 2 people working there. So I would say the operations there can use a lot, some improvement.
I would say it's alright. Yeah. I think that their price is a little expensive. For example, if you rent the whole thing out as a ward or as a club, I heard it's a little bit expensive. So if they can lower their price.
I would say it's probably 2 words. It's no food. Like, I mean, in my mind, I want it to look like the diner that they went to in Saved by the Bell.
Oh.
So if it had like that, like neon lights and like, you know, you could get French fries and a burger, or like chicken strips or something.
Just kind of hang out.
And just kind of hang out. I mean, I'd go there all the time. I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to go get some chicken strips and some, you know, barbecue sauce, and just take a load off after class. You know, if Sports Center's on all the time on a big TV or something.
I think food would make a huge difference.
It's a good idea.
Just because people go there just to kill times a lot of times. I know I did, just to go kill time during, like, in between passing of classes, or like after class before you're going to go like meet up with some people. You're just going to go kill some time, you know? And what better way to kill some time than just like hanging out with some friends in the game center with some food, you know?
Yeah.
If it was actually attractive.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next question is, what are other activities that substitute the game center that you guys go to?
I don't know.
What do you do instead of going to the game center?
Just stay home.
Stay home?
Or during the weekend, I go to town or watch movie with my friends.
And where do you go to watch a movie? Do you stay here in town or you go somewhere else?
Kanere,
Anyway.
because I don't like Lion Theater.
We were sitting in the
It's
focus
sad.
group. Smells like me.
Another focus group. Shoot. Do you mean like substitutes for the activities that are specifically in the game center, or like what would I rather do
Like
in
what would-
general and go to?
In general, like if there like any kind of substitute, if you anything that deprives you from not so much deprives you, but keeps you from going to the game center.
I'd rather be at the beach than in the game center, obviously. I mean, most of us probably would. It's more fun. But, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go to the game center because I wanted to go to the game center right now. So, I don't know if that really answers that question. It's just, I'd rather do pretty much anything else. Just because there's no reason that I would go to the game center right now, as of now.
I usually go to beach and go to town, and that's it. Stay home.
For me, I'd go to the pool or the gym. It's free, it's more worthwhile, you know, don't have to pay, and yeah.
I would say, because everything else is free, like a lot of us, we have our own computerized laptops, and if we have our own games or people to talk to there, such as like maybe Facebook or something, we'd rather spend our time doing that. Because if you go to the game center, you have to find a group of friends to go with, or if it's not already been a hosted one, and that takes a lot of time and seeing what their convenience is, and sometimes it just doesn't match up. And like we said, you know, the gym and the pool is very convenient too. So I guess it's just mostly everything else because it's free. And if you're going to town, it's a better quality that you can stay.
I go to the gym a lot, so I do pretty much everything else. I go to the beach and go to the pool and go to the old gym.
Yes, it does. That's because I work there, so I still like every day.
Yes. I pretty much just hang out my free time just with my wife and my son. We usually just play outside, or I've got a 2-year-old, so we just whatever is friendly for a 2-year-old. So, Game Center doesn't really have anything that that's offered to him. So it's more of like you try and keep him from touching everything. So it's kind of a hassle. But I know this isn't really along with this question, but I kind of feel like the administration doesn't really want the Game Center to, draw students. I feel like the only way the Game Center could probably thrive is if they let somebody outside of the university run it. So like if it was like someone who, they're trying to make their livelihood running the Game Center, then that's the only way it would survive.
It's an incentive.
Exactly, incentive, yeah. Because I feel like, if you went to the administration and said, like, let's put some money into the Game Center, they'd say, no, it's a waste of money. We don't really want the students there. Like, that's for, like, ward activities. We don't want students just hanging out, not doing their homework, or,
Yeah.
Alright, so the next question is, what activities do they have in the game center that you're aware of? Anyone can shout out, speak out.
They have ping pong, they got pool, bowling.
Bowling.
I think they still have Guitar Hero. They have the Connect thing now.
You can rent like Xbox games or Wii games, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
I think they have movies. I think they have movies for rent, I think.
Not in the Game Center,
No.
so it's just the one it's the thing outside they have.
Oh, and they used to have karaoke.
They still have.
Do they still have it?
Karaoke.
That's
Never
about
used
it.
it.
The foosball game.
Do they have foosball?
They still have that
Yeah.
there.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so the one that you guys didn't mention was the air hockey. But I have, if you guys can take out a pencil or a pen, doesn't matter. I have a sheet here. You're going to guess what the price of each activity is. So the activity is usually about 30 minutes long. So you want to address how much is the price.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, that's close.
Oh, totally nailed the ping pong prize.
Alright. So for the first one, what did you put for the Xbox?
$3?
$2.
Put
$2.
2.
2, 3, anyone else?
I put 6.
$6?
I have no idea.
Alright, so for the Xbox for 30 minutes is $2.
Check. It's a quiz.
Alright, so for the Connect, how much did you guys put?
$3.
$3.
$3? Any other?
I put 2 again, I don't know.
It is $2.
Wow.
Alright, so for the PS3, what did you guys put?
$2.
$2? $2 is right. Alright, so for the ping pong,
$1.50.
$2.
$1.50, $2.
50?
It's $1.50. Alright, so pool for 30 minutes,
Same.
$2.
$1.50?
it is $1.50. Alright, so for the foosball, how much is it?
$1.
Buck.
$1, good job. Alright, so air hockey,
$1.50.
So $1.50.
no, it's actually 50 cents. Alright, so karaoke,
$2?
$2.
it is $2. Alright, bowling per game,
$5.
$3?
It's $3 for a game and then extra money for the shoes, isn't it?
yeah, that's what, it's two different things.
Okay. So
Yeah, so
$3?
bowling per game,
$3?
anyone else, $3?
Not
It's $3. And bowling shoes is
$1.50?
$1.50.
Damn, I failed it.
I missed one.
I got a 60. Ah,
Good. Didn't even know they had it.
I got a 60.
Alright, so after discussing the prices and seeing how much the price was, what would you think of going now? Or would it change any perspective that you have of the Game Center? What would you say?
Honestly, I don't know because I haven't been there, so I don't know what that is exactly.
The games?
Yeah, the games and the qualities.
Mhm.
I have no idea because I have no idea.
Okay, so besides that, just looking at the price, would you think of going?
Maybe
If you saw these prices like anywhere else, comparatively, they'd look insane. Like, insanely cheap. But that's just because once you walk in, you realize that it is cheap material and stuff. Cheap stuff.
It's true, but she still thinks it's a sad face.
It's just too
The
sad.
prices are sad.
Okay, so would you think of going? So you said maybe. You would say
I would say if I had just taken this quiz and had never been there before and then found out that everything was, because the purpose of this quiz, I'm guessing, is to find out that it's way cheaper than you think it is. Because it is, it's really cheap. But I have been there a lot, you know? But if I hadn't, I'd say, yeah, I'd want to go. Look how cheap it looks. But since I have been there, I know that why it is so cheap.
okay.
I don't usually play all those games, so maybe bowling. So I might go.
You might go.
Yeah, it's definitely cheaper prices. Now that I look at it, but for me, if I wanted to go sing karaoke, I'd go to a karaoke bar or something like that. Or if I wanted to play pool, I'd go, somewhere else. Or PS3, I could just go to a friend's house and play. I would pay $2 for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, $2.
Yeah.
You
I play all day.
Alright, time's up.
I have like
That's
3
it.
PS3s in my house. So.
Okay.
So yeah, the prices do look a lot cheaper. But like he said, like it's only for a certain amount of time. But like if you own a system, you can play for an unlimited amount of time. Plus, knowing that these are cheaper, even if I did go still, I wouldn't go as much. Still, just because it still has a cost to it, and so you play.
But would you be more likely to go?
I would. If it's with friends, probably yes, but not many times.
For me, prices are not bad, not too bad, and I think I'll do some of these. So
I think maybe slightly it encourages me to go. It was cheaper than I thought. But for me, like, it's all about the food. If they have good food, I'd go probably 2 or 3 times a week. But I probably won't go on my own.
Food gathers people.
That's true. Alright, so let's start all over again. Okay, so let's say the game center is there. Everything is emptied out. The bowling is not there anymore. The foosball is gone. Everything is gone. What would you put in the game center that you would want to see, that you would most likely go to do those activities in a game center? What would you put in the game center? We'll start on the side.
Okay. Well, like I said earlier, I would turn it into the same diner that they had in Saved by the Bell. I'd get rid of the bowling alley because it sounds like it does from what people have said before. That it doesn't work all the time, so maybe just get rid of the bowling alley and turn that into a diner. And then the games and the foosball and all that stuff there should just be pretty much free. Just, it's like you go and you pay to eat, and then that stuff's just there to entertain you while you're waiting for your food or waiting for your party, your friends to show up.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have been to Ward 16. If it was like that, I think it would be pretty cool.
Word 16?
Yeah.
As in?
Dave and Buster's?
Yeah, Dave and Buster's. That.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feels like Word 16. That's awesome.
Yeah, Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like everyone said, I think food is a big incentive to a lot of people coming to any activity, I really feel. And everything else, I don't mind having it back in, because there's different types of people like certain types of things. So I think they provide pretty much everything well, but it would probably make it even more of a stronger incentive if it were actually for free, and then you can just kind of have the food be the cost of the time instead of just thinking of itself. And I've actually been to Dave & Buster's once, and that was a very interesting place, and how people just come because, in anything, if there's food, they just come. So that's how I feel.
As they were saying, I would add the food part to it, more finger foods, add some more updated arcade games, and take out those like PS3s, and those things you can play at home. And $2 for 30 minutes. Guys play for 6-7 hours a day. I mean, that would be like $20 for the whole thing. So honestly, you can't play a game for 30 minutes unless you're playing like tic-tac-toe or something. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I like the food part. So the only reason I go to the world activities and game center, because they have food. So that's why I go. So if they had food in it, I would probably go.
Yeah, just kind of, I totally agree with you too, what you're saying. It needs to be just a hangout spot, because that's what people do there, and that's why they go to the game center, is just to kind of hang out and just kill some time. So they want some food, they want to hang out. I do think they would have to charge for the stuff, for the activities, just because there's got to be a way to manage the time, like for how long people are on things, you know.
Yeah, that's probably.
I mean, they could do a list or something, but they could probably get away with charging at least like something, you know, so that like it has incentive for people to like actually get off eventually, you know. And yeah, just get rid of the PS3 and all those game things, because people play those at home and they're gonna go to where their friends have them to play those. They're not gonna go to the game center to pay to play those. What they could do is specialize in some more like arcade games, like the stand-up ones that people put coins in, because those are way more interesting and totally cooler, if you ask me. So, I don't know, some suggestions.
Food. I totally agree. Because Seasider is closed 6 p.m. every night, right? And after then we have to go to Foodland. Like it's kind of uncomfortable. Or like if we have food like a Pizza Hut or ice cream store inside, and then there are some games of bowling or pool or something, it will be really cool, and people can hang out till 12 a.m. and students can eat food till 12 a.m. It will be cool.
Okay. So at this point, why do you think they haven't made any improvements to the game center?
Just didn't
Budget.
Don't care, budget.
Focus groups, they don't have any focus groups.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
Definitely it is.
I think it's monopoly too.
Yeah, small enough.
Monopoly, so they don't feel like you don't need to improve those things because
Yeah, I can see like administration being like, oh, well then no one will go to the Seasider, and it's like, I don't even understand an argument like that, because if the school did it, it's like, so what if it takes away people from the Seasider?
Yeah,
the
it's
school, it's yours.
your money either way.
It's your money either way, you know?
Yeah.
But I could just hear that argument, because I've heard that argument with so many things. You try and get an improvement, and you're like, oh, we don't want to step on these people's toes, or, well, then what's this person gonna do? And it's just like, what?
And I think they look at it right now and see that it isn't being used and just be like, oh, well, people then aren't going to use it if we fix it. But the reason it's not being used is because it's not in good condition.
Anyone else?
So I guess a good question to ask would be like, if the game center was like this, if they made these changes, would you go there to find out if people would actually go? Because, you know, right now I wouldn't go, so.
Yeah, if it was like Saved by the Bell, man, I'd hang out over there.
Dude, I'd hang out there all the time. Like, I mean, think of it this way, like if they had the TVs on with like sporting events,
Yeah.
and you know, they've got several different TVs, so you could do like the American sports, like if there's a basketball, football, or baseball game, playoff game, for the students who are into that, and then, you know, students who are from different cultures and different countries, maybe something that they're into. You know, like cricket, or
Ping pong
rugby,
channels
or,
like that.
you know. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of different
Yeah,
sporting.
use those TVs for those things,
Yeah.
not for just sitting there while nobody's not playing any video games on them because it costs money.
Yeah, because that way, you know, you're done with class and you're like, I'm going to go watch this game and I'm going to get some wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you would have like 50 people in there all the time.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
They
I
would
think
feel
I think
it.
keeping all the students on campus having a good time together, that's a good thing.
Even if they're just in there for free, it's good publicity just to have people in there having a good time.
Yeah. And I think it's a good way for jobs too, because they can, you know, people are actually doing some work, you know, by always cooking the food. You'd have locals who'd come in and be like, hey, let's go get some, you know, onion rings at the, whatever you want to call this place, the game center. So,
Alright, so do you guys have any other comments about the game center or anything besides what we talked about?
I just feel if they really want to market themselves really strongly, they really need to really find out what students want, because I don't think I've never heard of any information besides, now they have the Hanama Rentals thing there, but besides that, like, if people just rent from there, but they still don't go to, like, the game centers, it seems like that's like a backup way they try and gain their sales revenues. I really feel like if they really heed to the students, you know, their opinions and what they can clutch from that kind of research, it would really assist in making the place, you know, more attractive to students.
Place got potential. Totally got potential. I think it's just not being taken advantage of.
Okay, with all your opinions and notes, we will close this focus group. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.